You in the hip hop corridor where we giving you hip hop and more. 96.3 HD4. Get 'em, dub.
Yeah, we caught the wave and we took it to shore. The convo's pure, it's the hip hop corridor. Yeah, talking about the latest, celebrating who the greatest, and honoring the ones, man, who paved it, who really made it. Be in the amazement, same place they shot Rap City in the basement. Office cable TV, film, music, and entertainment. Check us out, 96.3 HD4. It's the hip hop corridor. Dub and Troy.
Yes, indeed. We are in the building. Welcome to the Hip Hop Corridor. I'm your boy Dub.
And I'm Troy.
And we are on the Hip Hop Corridor.
On 96.3 HD4.
And today we got a special guest today.
Yes,
I mean, super special. Matter of fact, Troy, go ahead.
Look.
Give us a good intro one time.
We got a legend in the building.
A legend?
We got a pioneer in the building.
A pioneer.
We got somebody that paved the way.
Yes.
For the current people.
Yes, indeed. Men and women.
Men and women.
Yes, indeed.
In the building.
Yep.
She's a mother. She's a wife. She's a doctor. She is an ordained minister.
Ooh-wee.
She is a former record label exec.
Yes, indeed.
She is all that and then some.
And a bag of chips.
And a bag of chips.
A writer.
Look. And a writer. Not just a writer, but a 6-time bestseller author.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean? And should we drop this one right now or should we wait? She wrote Soul Food.
Oh, Loving You is good for the soul.
What? And it was turned into a movie.
Oh, my goodness.
That was her book.
That was her book.
The movie that we all love.
Yes.
That then got turned into a series. That was her book.
Unbelievable, man.
Oh, man.
And she is here right next to us.
She is with us.
How are we so lucky?
In the corridor.
in the
hip hop corridor. We got Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire.
Hey,
y'all, what an introduction. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, man.
You deserve it.
Thank you. So happy to be with you all.
Absolutely.
We are. Happy you all are back.
Yeah, we up and running, you know.
Yes, wonderful.
Yes.
Man, so we got so many questions. I don't know where to start, but I guess we're going to start off with, where you from?
Chicago, South Side.
Okay, Chicago. Okay.
South Side.
What was it like growing up in Chicago?
Oh, the Chicago upbringing was the best.
Okay.
The best thing about Chicago for me was Chicago radio.
Oh.
I grew up by the radio, and in fact, I asked for radio one Christmas as a gift. Mm. And I listened to the radio so much that when I used to be on punishment, my mother would take my radio and leave me with the television. I'm saying nobody want to watch this. I'd rather listen to music.
Oh, man. So since you rather listen to music, we usually start off each show with a banger.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what I mean? So what is your banger, your favorite hip-hop song or rap song?
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Jam on it.
Okay.
And this is how I fell in love with it. Well, you know, of course, hip hop. The macaroni soggy, the Pigeon mush, and the chicken ain't no good. But Jam on It, fell in love with that at Studio 54.
Whoa.
I was working, y'all remember this? Okay, I'm going to flash you back. People Express Airlines.
I don't know if I caught that one.
Oh, y'all
I'm a little younger.
Oh my! Well, People Express Airlines was an airline a long time ago. But when I was in training at People Express Airlines, they had my friends who were at People Express, who were from New York and New Jersey, gathered all the people in the training class and said, "We're going out tonight." And they took me to Studio 54.
Wow!
And it was the first time I had ever been to Studio 54. Every hour on the hour, they played Jam on It, and baby, it was it was
the jam.
That was it, and that was my jam.
All right, well, let's play it.
Let's play it.
Yeah, we're gonna
absolutely.
We'll be right back, y'all.
What's going on, y'all? When I'm not reading the Billboard magazine, I'm checking out the Hip Hop Corridor, and you should too.
Wiggy, 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 wiggy. Ooh, jam on it.
I know, man. I'm over here feeling like Sid Entertainer in King's Comedy, doing my pop lock moves, man.
He was in here doing the wave and the whole nine.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Still today, if you put that on, it will rock the house.
It still will rock the house, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So you dropped a little nugget in that first part when you introduced that song. When you talked about you heard it at Studio 54.
Indeed, I did.
Right.
Man, can you kind of tell us what it was like to be in Studio 54?
It was amazing. And it was everything that you've seen on television. It was everything that you've heard. It was, there was a couple of pockets where because I just needed to walk around, right? That's the curiosity in me. I was just walking around looking, and if you open the wrong door, well, you know, I'm not going to say what I saw. So this is a family show, right?
Yes,
right.
So, okay. So I was enamored with the trapeze artist.
They had trapeze.
Oh, yes.
What?
Trapeze artist. They had the people. They were doing the pole work, but it was more like to stabilize themselves, to use it as a dance. They weren't pole dancing.
Okay.
They had their clothes on, but they were costumed.
Okay. Kind of Cirque du Soleil, like
Cirque du Soleil.
Okay.
And then they also had dancers called the Pinkettes.
Oh yeah.
And turns out, one of my dear friends today, I met her in a fashion show, and she was one of those dancers.
A Pinkette.
A Pinkette. Wow. And honey, they would come out every couple of hours and do a choreographed piece, and then disappear and change costumes, and then come back. It literally, and when we came out, it was daylight. And they were still going on inside.
Now that's a party right there.
Party.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
That's why it's so legendary.
Yeah,
Yes,
Studio
indeed.
was 54. The warehouse is known for the same
warehouse.
thing. You come out and it's daylight.
Okay,
Yes, you go
okay.
eat breakfast, and maybe you go to work, or maybe you call in. Or call out.
The good old days.
Yeah, man.
Can't party like that now.
Nah,
You better, not unless you have a few days to recover.
Okay. Right. So from Chicago, so you in Chicago, you listen to the radio.
Yes, I did.
So tell me what happened from there. Did you
I
go
went to
ahead?
college.
Okay, went to college.
Downstate Illinois, Eastern Illinois University, where I was on the radio, where I wrote for the school yearbook, where I wrote for the school paper. We had a daily paper.
Okay.
It was intense work.
Oh, sound like it.
Journalistic.
Daily.
Yes,
Yeah.
Daily Eastern News. Yes, it was intense work. And I majored in speech and Spanish.
You can speak Spanish too?
Sí, yo fui a la Universidad de Madrid.
Voulez-vous say au revoir?
That's French, my brother.
That is French. I went to the University of Madrid for a semester. Yes, I wanted to do Spanish news.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Telemundo.
Yeah, well, I wanted to do radio. I'm telling you, I was hooked on the radio.
Man.
Yes.
Okay.
And then at school, I did an internship at WJPC, which is Johnson Publishing Company.
All right.
They own Jet and Ebony Fashion,
I'm
all in
familiar.
one building.
What?
And so
Oh,
I did
wow.
my internship there, and that was my first job out of college. The amazing AM 95. I'm LaJoyce Hunter.
Oh, you got that voice too.
Yes.
LaJoyce Hunter.
Yeah.
So from there,
And then from there, I moved. After that, I went.
what
to,
made you want to go to New York though?
Listen, if you're gonna do it, do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I got
Because you could have chose to go to LA too.
No.
Okay.
The weather.
Okay.
I'm from Chicago. I like it cold.
Okay,
I wear
respect.
fur coats and leather.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
The
so New
weather
York
I
was
didn't not crazy about in LA, but I mean, well, in LA you experience all four seasons in a day.
Yeah,
Pretty
you can.
much.
Yeah, you can for sure.
Early
Cold,
in the morning,
yeah,
yes,
right.
the rain,
The rain,
you know.
yeah. So earthquakes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So when I
So
moved
New York
to
it
New
is.
York, New York was just magical
Oh,
at that
man.
time. And after I left People Express Airlines and jumped right into writing, I was writing for the New York Amsterdam News. I was writing for Billboard magazine. I was writing for Chocolate Singles magazine, and I was doing radio sales.
Oh man.
As an assistant, I was an assistant at a national radio sales company, and we represented all of the Group W stations.
Wow.
Westinghouse.
Okay, Westinghouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. And I just stayed, and I just started getting one job after the other. Then I moved into television sales.
How did you go from radio to television? Was it a hard transition?
No, not at all, because it's the same work in terms of working in the traffic departments and the people who do advertising and would make everything go.
Right.
You know, without any advertising, there's no radio.
I try to explain that to people. Yeah. TV program is just wrapped around the advertising.
Yes,
exactly. It's all about the advertising.
It's all about the ads. It pays for everything. Every butt in the chair, that's what the advertising pays for. Yep. It was an incredible education. In fact, one of my bosses is still one of my greatest mentors today.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
awesome.
E.J. Williams. He's spectacular.
Shout out to E.J.
Oh, man. He schooled me. He would keep telling me, come in the office. Now, I don't know what y'all do in Chicago, but in New York, he would, like, and one day he called me in the office and he said, you have a good time last night? I said, I did. He said, tell me about where you went. I told him about the whole night. He said, the next time you have a good time, just don't come in here looking like it.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lesson.
Oh,
lesson learned.
He was such a dad to me. And he sent me home for the day. He said, go get some rest since we're going to start this over tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And he did, because I was worn out. I had friends who would call me and say, bring clothes. I said, oh, shoot, where we going?
It's one of those nights.
Yeah, you figure out where you're going to sleep, whoever's house we're closest to. That's where you take a nap. Wow. Until we made friends with the guy who was a security guard in the building.
And then you
and we just come back to the office and grab a couch. Baby,
man.
That's some good times right there.
Late for work.
Yeah, right.
Well, never late for work. And people be like, oh, y'all here? Yep.
Go ahead,
That's
Troy.
incredible. All right, so tell us how you got into the music industry, how that started.
I worked at Sheridan Broadcasting Networks, where I was a producer and writer for entertainment and information, vignette, and long-form programming.
Okay.
So I used to was one of the writers on the show Top 30 USA with Donnie Simpson.
Donnie.
It was a weekend countdown
show. You was in New York?
No, we just come to D.C. every week.
Oh, for real?
It was crazy. It was wild. And so some of us would come and some of us would stay in production, and he'd be in the studio and we'd be on the phone back then because we didn't have the whole video thing. Yeah. And we'd be producing the show, and it was always a late night, always till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because he had to do it before he, when he got off the air and before this. And then the show had to be up by Saturday, and then it was when the show was put on record.
Oh, on record. Wow.
We would ship out records.
What?
LPs weekly. And so the DJ, all you had to do when you got the record, it was a 2-hour show. And all you had to do was put on the record. And then the commercials were already embedded in it, and then there was time for a local commercial to run.
Man.
And then they flipped the record and then put on record 2. And it was amazing. And we went all over the world with that show. Donnie is like my big brother. I mean, we've almost drowned together water skiing. So many good stories with Donnie. Pam screaming, his wife on the edge of the, like, y'all are crazy, get off those water skis. We're tripping, driving around looking for one specific restaurant for hours and hours because Donnie said it was good. I'm like, I have had a bag of barbecue potato chips. I'm going to kill you.
So Arista.
Arista was quite a ways after that, because after I left Sheridan Broadcasting as a producer and writer, the next natural progression was sort of to definitely go to the radio side, unless I wanted to move with the parent company that was moving from New York City to Pittsburgh. Yeah, no, thank you. But it was offered. No, thank you. Right. So I said, no, I'm going to just stay in New York. And then I started my own public relations company, Retina Relations. And because I had so many relationships with the labels, and I just started working with the artist. And I was getting a lot of not-for-profit organizational work and working events.
Okay.
I'm an event maven.
Okay.
And then I went to work at a company called W&W Public Relations with Patty Webster. She's gone now. Oh. But we had all the Leverts and the OJs. We used to call them the Mighty Mighties. And we had Sean, we had Gerald, and when their solo days, and George Howard, and my gosh, all these people are gone now.
Oh, it's just, man.
And then Jackie Reinhardt, who was working at Arista, said, I need you to come over here and get this job. And I said, what job? And she said, I hadn't heard about that. She said, I know, because I'm calling you.
Oh, wow.
See, the power of relationships.
That's right.
This is an industry, you all know this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based on relationships.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And that's how I got to Arista.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, I definitely want some more questions about Ursa. So y'all stay right there. We'll be right back, man.
All right.
Yeah.
My name is Yo-Yo. I'm not a one more. I like to flow so swift. It's got to be a gift. So yo, let the beat lift as I riff and rhyme and rap and slap all the girls who can't adapt to the fact I hit the 8-ball often. The earrings I wear are called dolphins. Check the booty. Yo, it's kinda soft, and if you touch it, you're living in a coffin.
Word 'em up.
I'm in the 90s, you're still in the 80s, right? I rock the mic. They say I'm not ladylike, but I'm a lady. But we don't pull a stunt though. I kill suckers and even hit the blunt. So what you wanna do? You must play it rough. 'Cause to me, you simply can't get none. You're wetter, a bit hotter, and it's no telling like you.
No, you can't play with my yo-yo.
Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out.
With my yo-yo.
Man, I just had a great experience at the Woman Behind the Mic panel. Had a dope concert. I was not expecting all of that, you know what I mean? But it was awesome, man. So, you know, it's me, Troy, from the Hip Hop Corridor, 96.3 HD4, and we had a ball.
Show. We had dinner and now we're drinking Cisco.
Man, you can't go wrong listening to some Biggie, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's my joint right there.
Right.
I love that
And we was
song.
watching the video in here too, so
Absolutely.
yeah, that's always good. But we still here talking to Miss LaJoyce Brookshire,
Yes.
and before we left off, we was talking about Ursa, but you wanted to tell us something about Polygram before you got
Oh,
to
yes,
Ursa.
I used to work at Polygram Records. I forgot about that. But that was, it was a great experience. I worked in international A&R.
What is that? Like, I mean, I know
Artist and repertoire, A&R,
yeah.
but the international department.
Okay, so
So did you find your guests? I mean, not your guests. You find your artists internationally, or
Well,
you just
I was
took
just
them?
the assistant
Okay.
back in the day. This was 80 something. And so I was the assistant, and I used to look down the hall at black music with envy because it seemed like they were having so much fun. But that international, and I've come to find out later, they say, we used to look down the hall and say, we got a black girl in A&R,
yeah.
international. A black girl in international. They say international was everything. And I was thinking, I want to be in black music. But I got the job through a temp agency.
What?
So don't sleep on temp agencies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it in the paper then, or
No, I was at the temp agency. I went to the temp agency, and they looked at my background with writing and that kind of thing. They said, "Oh, you would fit great." And I went to the interview, and the man was like, "Hire her,
man? That had to
hire
be-
her." Boss Harton. he was German, and he handed me a piece of paper. He said, "Read this," and I read everything. He used to write all upside down on the legal paper and everything, and I just followed the trail. He said, "Hire her."
Oh, that's what's up.
That's right.
So how did a publicist? How
Yes.
did that part come into play?
A publicist is
You break down what a publicist is for all the people
Sure.
and all the arguments I be having with my friends.
A publicist does public relations.
Okay.
And the publicist is the noun of the public relations. And it's the person.
Okay.
All right. So as the publicist, your job is to get the artist on newspapers, magazines, television, on certain radio, but not all kinds of radio, because that's the job of the promotions team.
Okay.
All right. The promotions team would actually get the record played, but the publicist would actually do what we're doing right now, sitting down for an interview.
Got you.
And it's taking that artist and taking them from unknown to known. And that happens through publicity.
Okay.
And you don't have to pay for appearances, because TV shows like The Tonight Show need guests.
Right.
Okay.
So we have solid relationships. Or if you're just getting into this business, if you're calling somebody, make sure you have something to say.
Right.
Right? What you're offering them somebody. Back in the day, we'd say, this person has real promise.
Right.
And they'd go, okay, I'm going to trust you because it's you.
Right.
Today you say, well, this person has 25 million followers.
Right.
And they'll go, well, bring them on.
Right.
So it's a totally different world today than we had to rely on our relationships. And it's not a bad thing.
No,
it's
a
good
great thing. Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
great thing.
That's your greatest asset.
It
Right.
is the greatest asset.
The relationships and your network.
That's right. Your network is your net worth.
That's right.
Oh, I like that. That's a bar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, when you were at Arista,
Yes, sir.
because now you left Polygram,
Yes.
right? And then you went to Arista.
No, I didn't go to Arista right away.
Oh.
That's why I said I just threw Polygram in there because I
Okay.
forgot about that. But anyway, that's okay. I went to Arista after the working at the public relations companies, but.
Okay.
Yes.
So that kind of just set you up to slide in.
100%.
Right.
A publicist is actually a writer by trade
Oh yeah.
because you write all day.
Oh.
Press releases,
Okay.
Right.
and
That's
you better
right.
write them fast too.
Oh man.
So when people got wind that I could really write well, Mr. Davis used to call me and say, LaJoyce, I need you to do a press release on, okay. And I'd have to crank one out really fast.
And then when you say Mr. Davis, you mean Mr. Clive Davis.
I do mean Mr.
Oh
Clive Davis.
man, we just gonna walk right past
Right,
that.
Don't walk past that.
Yeah, don't walk past that.
Can't do that.
That's major. And you dealt with some major artists.
I did.
So talk about that. Like, I mean, before we get to, because we're going to get to the hip-hop aspect.
Okay.
of it. But we know that you dealt with Aretha Franklin,
Miss Aretha.
Miss Aretha.
Queen of Soul,
Yes, ma'am.
indeed.
Whitney Houston.
Yes.
So tell us, how was it working with them? Did you work hand in hand
Kenny
with them?
G.
100%, hand in hand. Here's a funny story about Kenny G. It's interesting being in this building because this is the old BET building.
Yes, indeed.
That is.
And Kenny G came here to BET, and I brought him.
What?
Yes. And you all were BET was so excited to have him that Mr. Johnson came and set out his favorite sushi, and we had lunch in
wow.
Mr. Johnson's office.
Oh,
and,
man.
You know, because it was a big deal for Kenny G to be on black television.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
For sure.
But he had all of that beautiful music that was being played.
Yeah, he dope.
Yeah, he is dope. And-
That's a big deal to get to go on that 6th floor.
Okay, there you go. Well, yeah, I've been there a couple of times, but thanks to this industry has opened a lot of doors,
Yeah.
and it has. It's been beautiful work, and working with Miss Aretha was just grand.
Oh man.
Because she was amazing. She was so gracious. I learned graciousness from her. She literally would stop to speak with everyone who spoke to her.
Oh yeah.
And the one thing that I witnessed, the most incredible thing, we were at the Ritz-Carlton, and her entourage comes down and she's in a gown, we're going out, and everybody's decked. And she would always say, we're dripping in fur tonight, girls, aren't we? And that means wear your fur coat, okay? Detroit, Chicago connection. I know you got fur, LaJoyce. So we come downstairs and everyone's all regal and security is leading the way. And I'll never forget, I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, but it was a lobby full of white men in navy blue suits. They were very clearly from some Wall Street firm or something like that. They were having a party in the lobby of the Ritz-Carlton, and there was one person said, that's Aretha Franklin. And it was like the Red Sea parted. And it was like, Aretha. Wow. And one guy said, Aretha, I love you. And he took her hand and kissed it and got on his knee. She said, oh, darling, thank you. And everybody else went. And then he took her hand and kind of walked with her for a minute. And he was like the crown prince, boy. I swear, all his friends were like, oh, my God.
They had Instagram then.
Okay, and those are just moments that I'll cherish and never forget. Have a lot of those.
Man.
Wow. So that moves you. So let's move to some hip hop.
Yes, move to hip hop.
Yeah, we can stay with all of the people that you.
Oh yes, we can move to hip hop.
Absolutely. So
yeah, because you had Deborah Cox.
Yes.
Braxton.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Usher. It was funny about Usher. I know we want to move, but he's still in the hip hop. He's kind of in the hip hop vein. He's hip hop-ish.
Yeah, for sure.
But Usher was 14. When he came to us, 14, 16.
Oh, yeah.
And he would run around the building.
Yeah.
Like, come on, what you doing? And I looked like, Usher, what do you want? You're so pretty. Could somebody come get Usher, please? Because I have work to do. Usher, go somewhere. And he just kind of sit there until he found somebody else to bother. Because as you see me working, like, I'm really on the phone. Like, go away, Usher, go away. And he would just run all over the place. Like, just like a little kid would.
Yeah.
Because, can I have the CD? Can I have, yes, you can, yeah, take it. Yeah, sure.
People forget how young he was when he started.
They do forget.
Yeah,
and I'm going to tell you, when I went to the Dolby in Las Vegas, I took my daughter.
Oh, yeah, I went there.
You did?
Yeah.
Fabulous. And I paid for my very expensive seat. And my daughter said, why are you buying these tickets? Can't you call? I said, I can. But it's important that we support the black man.
Yes, indeed.
Because we want to have other black men. And now New Editions, there we going. Okay. So, but we want to have another black man here. So I'm not calling for tickets because we want to support.
Absolutely.
And it was crazy because when I went to check out, chose the tickets and I went to check out and it said, choose your way to pay. I went, well, first it said, show me how much it was. And I went, okay. All right. We have to wait a couple of weeks. I have to save more money.
Right.
But then when I went to check out, it said, choose your way to pay. Do you want to pay in 3 months? Do you want to pay in 6? I said, no wonder everybody's seen this show. You could put a show on layaway. I guess I don't got that.
That is crazy.
I'm not bad.
I know. I wish I would have known that. I would have did that too.
No, wait, I would have had to pay because I had saved the money. But I sat there and I had a weeping moment because I had a picture that actually I had seen very shortly before I had gone to the show. And I asked my husband to take a picture of it and send it to me. And I put up a post because it was a picture of me, Lorraine Sanabria, Shanti Das, and Lisa Cambridge. And we are the women who worked on Usher. They were from LaFace. They were from LaFace. And look at Usher. I'm pulling up the picture now. Look at Usher on the back there in the poster.
Oh, wow.
See Usher on the wall back there in that poster? And that was at his first listening party.
What?
And it was a big deal in L.A. And this picture was taken right after we literally had a prayer huddle because we were praying people would come. Mr. Davis was going to be there. L.A. and Babyface were going to be there, and we needed it to be a success. It was in the middle of the week, and people were saying, girl, I ain't come to see no little boy sing. I was like, look, this boy is going to be spectacular. And that's when you use your skills. Okay, Whitney's coming out in the next 2 months. All right, now I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, use your bartering skills.
That's right.
All right, so we packed out the room. Thank God. Usher performed. It was amazing, and the night was a hit. But we prayed that people would come because people were giving us a hard time about coming to see a little boy sing.
Oh, man.
I'm telling, and I looked at that picture and I sat in my expensive seat in the Dolby that I had to save money for, and I cried tears.
I can imagine.
And it was not another seat. There were no empty seats in the place.
That's a full circle moment.
That is
full circle moment.
And did he even know that? Did he even know that you guys had to pray to hope that people came?
We were hoping he didn't know because we wanted him to, we didn't want it to dampen his spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, we could talk all day, but give us 1 second. We'll be right back. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Oh, hey, I am Kenisha, and when I am not busy sitting here working, creating wonderful events like the Mayor's Arts Awards, Things for 202 Creates programming, I am tuned into the Hip Hop Corridor. And guess what, y'all? Y'all need to be tuned into because it is phenomenal. It's going to keep you going. It's going to take you back, remind you of some things back in the day. So lock in just like me. Actually, I think I'm about to listen to it while I'm finishing up work for the day. So make sure you tune in too. All right? Bye.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yo, we
Can't you see?
Can't you see? Man, the Hip Hop Corridor is on fire right now.
Yes, it is, man.
Absolutely.
Mainly because we got Miss LaJoyce in the building.
LaJoyce Brookshire.
The doctor.
Absolutely.
So she got so many titles, but
oh man,
she said we can call her LJ.
That's right.
That song we just came out of, Can't You See?
Oh my goodness.
Now you got major ties to those artists.
Oh yes.
So let's talk about that.
Total, say with my babies, because I'll never forget when Puffy said that he met them, and he said the first thing that he asked them was, "Y'all get along?" Y'all get along? It was important to know.
Yeah.
And they could harmonize like nobody's business.
Wow.
So when I found out how well they really could sing, and it wasn't just a studio act, that I would use that in interviews. So we had had them put together something that they could do, and they used to sing this thing, "We Are Total," and each of them would come in, and they would be, the harmony was just, it was fantastic, and you would get goosebumps, goosies, and we would do that at every press opportunity that we could, so people could really see and hear that they didn't need music not watered down and souped up and bassed up, that they were really good singers.
How did they come together? Do you know?
They were friends.
They
met.
Okay.
Two of them were trying to be a duo, and then they met the third. And I think that Keisha was actually the last component. It was Pam and Kima first, and then Keisha came along.
Okay.
Oh man.
All three Jersey girls.
Are they from Jersey?
They're from Jersey.
You can't forget New Jersey. I always say that after every time from New Jersey. Yeah, I love New Jersey.
You can't forget New Jersey.
That's a Queen Latifah joint.
And they actually didn't really, I don't feel that they got paid attention to. They were marginalized, as women are in this industry. Okay. And while they were always on the road for paid gigs, they actually came to D.C. quite a lot because the promoters, used to always bring him in. Kima ended up marrying him. I can't think of his name right now. I don't know why. But anyway, but he was a promoter, and he used to always bring them here just because he loved Kima. But I'll never forget when they went platinum. Puffy said, we need to do something special for them because, there's not a whole lot of noise happening about it. And they went platinum, and no one expected it. It was like this little engine that could. I think I can. And we spent so much time on the road. But so this party, Puffy said, I want it to be sleek. I want it to be sexy. I want it to be. You do it, LaJoyce. So you have to learn how to speak Puffy. Really.
Okay.
All right. So I got this place called the Spy Club that had these heavy velvet curtains, red. And I got these guys who were muscle guys to wear suspenders and get all greased up to escort the women, and then the women were giving the men a cigar when they entered, but they couldn't smoke it in there. But and then Total performed, and Mr. Davis was there, and everybody was there. It was magnificent, and Puffy jumped on the stage. Wasn't this spectacular? I want to thank LaJoyce, Clive, and everybody else at Arista. And I went, oh my gosh, she sent me first?
That's dope.
And at first, when my mouth was open, like, what's going to be the fallout over this? Okay, he said me before Clive. Oh, he didn't call anybody else's name in Africa. And then I closed my mouth. I was like, girl, you worked your butt off.
That's right.
In the last, he want to make a party happen in 48 hours.
Man.
Oh, you only have 48 hours.
You get those type of calls as a publicist?
Oh, yes. Make it happen. And you're on the plane and you get an email and say, we've just deposited, $10,000 in your account because we decided to have a reception when you get there.
Wow. You got to make it happen.
Make it happen.
Man,
so
that's why those relationships are so important.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So was it a difference working with Total and then working with Biggie?
Oh, 100% there was a difference working with Total and Biggie. First of all, let me just say, Total was completely compliant. All right, they wanted to be stars.
Yeah.
Biggie had to figure it out. Our first encounter was tumultuous.
Uh-oh.
I had already gotten the word by the woman who was before me, Wendy Washington.
Oh.
Wendy Washington at Arista. She said, now he's difficult and he hasn't been media trained. I haven't media trained him, but I'm just letting you know. Okay. So we scheduled this press day, and it was going to be at Bad Boy.
Okay.
And I came early, and he was there early because I told him, we need to do some media training. So he's talking to me, and I'm just saying, where you from? And what's the deal? And he's using bad words, and he's saying this and that. And I'm saying, okay, answer the question with the question. Don't say the N-word. Don't say the this. And he said, you bossy. And I said, okay. Answer the question with the question. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Don't use the N-word. Yeah. And then he called me the B-word.
Oh,
and
no.
I said, he called me a bossy B.
Oh.
And I said, it's Miss B to you.
Shut it down.
He said, I'll be right back. So I waited there. I'm straightening out the food. We got press coming in like 3 hours, right? And we were supposed to have this media training for. And it's like 20 minutes. He didn't come back. So I went around the office to look for him. And I asked the receptionist, do you see Biggie? She said, oh, yeah, he left about 15 minutes ago.
Oh, man.
Left.
Like gone.
The building.
Oh.
Elvis has left the building. Biggie has left the building. So I went to Michelle Joyce's office, my partner in Women Behind the Mic. And I sat down. I said, girl, Biggie has left. I got press coming. And she said, girl, that's how he rolls. Wait a minute. You hungry? Come with me. And we went to this place called the Tea Salon and had tea and crumpets and a tea party, right, basically. And I cried over having to cancel a press day at the last minute. And she said, girl, this is how Biggie rolls. I said, girl, we are not going to survive this. I said, I'm not going to ruin my relationships. And so I just kind of let it unfold. And then he would see me doing stuff for other artists. I said, if you're going to misbehave, I'm not dealing with it. We're not going here. And you can't just show up with an exponential amount of people. And, I don't know how many people to make accommodations for.
Okay.
This is not going to work out.
Okay.
That all of them can't go.
Right.
Choose. You may have two. So it turned out to be C's and D-Rock. When I would put we go somewhere and all of them would be trying to come up and I'd be like, where you going? No, two. Which two is it going to be? And I would just put names down. And so finally, the first album was so rocky. And then waking them up in different cities and going into the room, letting myself in with the manager with the key and dragging out of bed so we could do the press and not trying to be late for TV. And, we get an early morning start. You have to be morning TV, sometimes 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So it's like you got to get up and wipe that sleep out your eye from last night, dude.
Wipe the coal out
Let's
your eye.
go. And we got to be on, and then we do a few press runs, and then I promise them a good lunch, and everybody a good lunch. And I'd always say you have to have a salad. You have to have some vegetables.
So you was on your doctor stuff.
I was on my doctor stuff then. I was on my doctor stuff then. You have to have this. You cannot have alcohol in the middle of the day. We have a full round of press till dinner. Okay. And that's just a side. So I let them fill up with good stuff, and then I put them in the limo, and then I tell the driver, drive around for 2 hours, pull up in front of MTV at 3:30, and just rock everybody to sleep. Yes. Everybody has to go to sleep. Everybody.
You got like this mom quality, like nurturing.
It's mothering.
For real.
It really was.
And I think I'd rather have you rather than a guy, because it seems like it'd be more, caring.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do. But it's the women. These are the roles that the women played.
Right.
We were bonus aunties.
Yeah.
And Biggie called me Ma. Okay. He called me Ma. That was his affection for me when we got past the rough spot. And then I finally sat him down and I said, you have to understand that you're spending your money when you're dragging around everybody. What you talking about? This is your money. It's called recoupment. That you're not going to get paid until the money gets back to the record company. And this is coming off your debit. Let me show you this. And I gave them a sheet. He and D-Rock. And I said, you see this what you're doing here? $1,500 for the haircut. $1,500? We paying $1,500 for that joker to be on the road with us? Yeah, that's what you're paying.
Oh, man.
And they said, okay. Then they finally started to understand that she was on our side.
Okay.
And then it turned.
And everything worked out.
Yeah.
Now I got a question. Like, when you have an artist, say it's like a Biggie, and you might have other artists as well that you're working with, do they feel like you spending more time with one than the other, or does that ever come into play?
It did not come into play, because when I'm with an artist, I make you feel like you're the only person I'm working with.
Okay.
That's and I always have to say that's a gift.
Oh yeah.
To be able to do that, it's me and you right now, right?
Right.
I'm talking to you too.
Yes,
right.
Indeed.
I got 100 things filed in the rest of my mind, but right now it's you.
Right.
So that's the way it is. You have to be able to balance that. And then we spent plenty of time together with all the other artists. I mean, a photo shoot is 16 hours a day.
Man.
Photo shoots are intense.
What?
Yes, they're all day.
Wow.
They're
I didn't know that.
Not one shot. Well, these shots. To get these shots.
Yeah, the money shot.
Or the collective of shots. So say it's a magazine cover.
Right.
You have the outside shot, you have the inside shot, you got the B-roll, you got... and you got the costume changes, and all of that takes time. And for the girls, oh my gosh, you got to change the hair. And if it's a group, you got to change the hair of every one of them. Then you got to change the lipstick. And you got to change the.
Well, now, was it harder being a publicist for a man or a female?
definitely I wouldn't say hard, but it was definitely harder doing it for men. I'll tell you why.
Really? What?
Yes,
with the girl with the hair and the fingernails?
No, that's the easy part.
Okay.
Because the girls want to look cute.
Yeah.
One particular photo shoot, I'll never forget, YSB magazine. It was BET's magazine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. BET's magazine, YSB. And we were doing the Bad Boy Family shoot. And we had the cover and the inside, and everybody had their individual and the group. They bought all these nice clothes for Biggie, and he wanted to keep on this plaid shirt. I was like, dude, where did you buy that? Like, that looks like some Bama crap. You have to take that off. This is what I'm wearing. This is it. This is what I'm wearing today. Okay. And then he was in one of those funks. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to do. I said, but the writer is here to do an interview with everybody. And he said, I don't want to. I said, okay, you don't have to. And then he watched the writer interview everybody. And finally said, Ma, came over. What's up? I'm ready to talk to that dude. I pulled up a chair so fast and put that dude in that chair in case he changed his mind.
Man.
Yeah, so, I mean, he wouldn't put on the tux. Puffy had on the tux. Craig Mack had on his fly leather jacket with the pristine white shirt. And Biggie would not. We weren't going to put a tie on him, but he was going to have the tails with the open shirt and his chain.
Okay.
He didn't want to put it on. He kept on that nasty plaid shirt.
Oh, man. Man, so, man, we talking too much right now because the conversation is so good. We don't want to stop.
Incredible.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back, y'all.
When I'm not engineering, I'm tuning in with the Hip Hop Corridor.
Welcome back.
Yeah, that's what that was a May song too.
That was
that's a jam.
Yo, we are enjoying ourselves.
Yes, we are. Man.
I am enjoying it.
And a pleasure, man.
Absolutely,
for sure.
So we mentioned in the beginning that you were also an author.
Yes.
6-time best-selling author.
And that's an old bio. I gotta update that. I'm sorry. It's 10.
It's 10.
This is 10. The new book is 10 times.
10 times.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you for correcting us.
Yes,
we like to be factual.
Actual factual.
10 times.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes.
So, how does that fit in with everything else you're doing, being an author?
Well, as I said, as a publicist, you have to be a writer by trade.
Yeah. Right.
I'm a writer by trade. I started telling my diary when I was 12 years old what was happening. And I used to talk so much, my friends called me radio. And so, never shut up. And it is the next natural progression that I have a lot of things in my head. And they're not just novels, they're not just nonfiction. I wrote my memoir, which is the true story of my first husband marrying me knowing he had full-blown AIDS and didn't tell me.
Oh my goodness.
And how I'm negative.
Faith under fire.
Faith under fire.
Definitely.
And Biggie is a part of that story.
What?
Because the day of the photo shoot with Biggie and Faith on the cover of Vibe magazine in the back seat of the car.
Yeah.
With the gangster.
Oh, yeah.
I facilitated that shoot, but my husband died that day.
Oh, wow.
And Biggie sent me home from the photo shoot. He said, "What's this about your husband in the hospital dying?" And I said, yeah. He said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "You act crazy and I need this job."
Wow.
And he said, "No, this is almost over and I promise you I'll act right." I said, "Biggie, if I leave here and I find out that you blew this spot up when I wasn't here," he said, no, I promise. He walked me over to the car, kissed me on my forehead and put me in it and told the driver, "Go."
Wow.
Yep. And he behaved for the rest of the day. I said, "I swear I'll kill you."
I can't believe Biggie, you know.
Yeah, because he used to act
He was off the chain.
Yes, and I mean, like if I would leave, I couldn't trust him not to say, she gone, I'm gone. You got the shot, find a shot. I mean, I couldn't trust him not to do that, and I needed the job.
Yeah.
And I didn't need that to get back to say that I left in the middle of a photo shoot, especially a cover shoot for Vibe.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That was a big
deal.
picture, too. That picture's iconic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Go ahead now.
Now, I feel like I'm a part of history. How you feel?
I feel just as
That's a historic photo, right?
Yeah, right, man.
Yes.
Man, so like we said, we are so blessed to have you here with us on the corridor. You got another project.
Hold on. Before we get into Women Behind the Mic, the soul food thing we was talking about.
Oh, soul food. Yeah.
Which turned into a movie.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now you halfway got it right.
Okay.
The soul food, yes, I wrote Soul Food, the novel.
Yeah.
But it's the novelization. So I had to take the movie script and turn it into a novel.
Oh,
right.
And so I'm the first black woman to novelize a major motion picture.
Represent.
Yes. And so the new project, Women Behind the Mic, Curators of the Culture, Volume 2, the hip-hop edition.
Oh, man. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about.
And Women Behind the Mic was born because as the 50th anniversary of hip-hop has been celebrated, women have been glaringly absent. And it's not right because we were there. And you know what? This is called erasure. And women are being erased and marginalized across every profession. And it's not right.
Not right.
Especially in the entertainment industry. We are there. I look out this door here. There are nothing but women in these cubicles primarily outside this door here at DC Radio. Do you call their names? But now, here's the thing. When you're putting your head down and grinding and doing that work and jumping into photo shoots for 16 hours a day and traveling and having a floor full of colas at the end of the week because you've been to every climate in the United States, okay, that you just put your head down and do the work.
Right.
You don't think that you're making history until it does.
Right, that's right.
So as history had been made and people started calling names, they weren't calling all of the names. So we said, you know what? This is not their responsibility to tell our stories.
Right.
It's our responsibility to do this. So Michelle Joyce and I, my co-creator, my sister, we've been making good trouble for 30 years. Okay? Because she worked at Bad Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
She was doing the marketing.
She was doing the marketing.
Yeah.
And she's the one who said, you hungry? Let me tell you how big let's go eat.
Okay.
And so we've been rolling for a long time, even though we knew each other even before that.
Okay.
But Michelle and I got our sisters together, said blow the dust off of your memories and write your stories. The first volume, Word to the Wise. Those are wise words on how we got into the industry individually, what it takes to stay there, and how we use those skills beyond the industry.
Okay.
Word to the Wise. And now the hip-hop edition are our stories, different women, a group of about 4 of them that cross over into this book also. But we talk about our individual relationships and work instances, work happenstances with the hip-hop artists. Janine Coveney talks about playing tennis with Tupac. Vita Dyson talks about working with DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Oh, that's Joy now.
Yes.
Really?
Michelle Joyce, her we call the chapters mic checks.
Okay, mic check.
Michelle Joyce mic check is respect the architect. Brand marketing had a mama. And it was Michelle.
It was Michelle Joyce.
Okay, yes indeed.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because that actually turned the hip hop industry, turned to profit.
Yes, it did.
You know what I mean? More so than the record sales.
Yes, it did.
Right.
You know, so.
Yeah, my story is called The Notorious VIP.
Oh, yeah.
I used to joke that I had the Notorious B.I.G. and I had the Notorious VIP. And the Notorious VIP was Puffy.
Okay.
And I remember the day that Clive Davis called me in my office, Mr. Davis, and said, LaJoyce, I need you from this day forward to start garnering press for Puffy as if he's an artist. I said, excuse me, sir? He said, I want you to get press for Puffy like he's an artist. And I said, oh, okay. All right. And I got to work. First thing we had to do was media train him. He was bent on saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, Puffy, nobody knows what you're saying. Just say what you're saying. If you don't say what you're saying, you give the journalist an opportunity to say what they think you're saying.
Right.
And then you'll be upset.
When you see it.
That's right. So say what you're saying.
Right.
So then I started charging him $0.25 every time he said it. It went to 50 cents. It went to $1. It went to $2. When it went to $20, and I collected my money from him, I was like, dude, I'm from the south side of Chicago. You owe me $160 today for saying I know what I'm saying. And he was like, are you really charging me? Are you really going to take this money from me? I was like, pay me my money.
Run my money.
Run me every coin. And after that, he stopped saying it. He would only say it intermittently. He'd look at me during an interview and he'd go, reach in his pocket.
Go ahead and grab it.
Yes. And then, and like the case said, and just like that, Puffy went from this bad boy behind the scenes to international superstar.
Wow. Right.
And his present troubles notwithstanding, I understood the assignment. And the assignment was to protect the black boy genius. And a lot of things happen when the light walks out and leaves the dark. So a lot of us left the industry to do other things. How about I want a family?
Right. Yeah.
Overwhelmingly, our sisters do not have husbands or children.
I wonder because y'all time is so, it's so time consuming to do all the stuff that you guys are doing. 100%. Do you even have time to date or go out and start a family? Like, I seem like it would be hard to start a family with
work-life balance.
Yeah,
work-life balance. There was none.
Yeah.
And I can't. You said it's a family show. I won't say that.
We'll edit it out.
Well, I realized that I was trying to get pregnant. My husband, I'm trying to get pregnant, and I was never home when I was ovulating.
Oh, you
can't
get pregnant.
I was like, well, let's pee on the stick. Let's see what's happening here.
Yeah.
Maybe something's wrong.
Right.
And I'd be in LA going, hey, guess what? And I'd be in Hawaii going, you're not going to believe this. In Jamaica saying, you're not going to. He's like, get your butt back here.
So I need that.
Right. And it was, but, it was impossible.
Right.
So when bullets started flying and, after Biggie's death and death threats and people threatening me to tell them where the funeral was going to be when it was a secret, because at first it was going to be secret. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then Bad Boy having to close down for being threatened. The East Coast, West Coast issue was very real.
Yeah.
And it started with Vibe and it ended at Vibe. That picture of Biggie and Puffy on the cover, cover again, when the East is in the West, oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's where it started, and it ended at that Vibe party.
Wow. Full circle. Wow. You know what? All these years, I never even thought about it like that.
Right.
Man, but that's wow.
True.
That's
facts, right?
Absolutely.
Man, we got to go to break, y'all. There's so much more, man. We still. Sorry, but we right back, y'all.
My name is Yo-Yo. I'm not a one more. I like to flow so swift. It's got to be a gift. So yo, let the beat lift as I riff and rhyme and rap and slap all the girls who can't adapt to the fact I hit the 8-ball often. The earrings I wear are called dolphins. Check the booty, yo, it's kinda soft, and if you touch it, you're living in a coffin. I'm in the 90s, you're still in the 80s, right? I rock the mic. They say I'm not ladylike, but I'm a lady. But we don't pull a stunt though. I kill suckers and even hit the blunt. So what you wanna do? You must play it real. 'Cause to me, you simply can't get none. You're wetter, a bit hotter, and it's no telling like you.
No, you can't play with my yo-yo.
Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out.
With my yo-yo.
Man, I just had a great experience at the Woman Behind the Mic panel. Had a dope concert. I was not expecting all of that, you know what I mean? But it was awesome, man. So, it's me, Troy, from the Hip Hop Corridor, 96.3 HD4, and we had a ball.
We had dinner and now we're drinking Cisco.
Welcome back. You know what I'm saying? We are still here talking to Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire.
Wow.
We are having a ball today, man.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what to say, man.
Just look, we are in the presence of greatness.
Yes, we are, man.
Absolutely.
For sure, man. These stories have been Unbelievable, man. I don't know what to do, man. You know what I want to do?
What you want to do, bro?
I want to do a part 2.
Let's do a part 2.
Oh, let's do it. Then.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Can we do a part 2?
We may do a part 2. Yeah, I have time.
Oh,
absolutely.
That's what's up. So, go ahead and close us out, Troy, because you always got the best closing, man.
Oh, man.
Well, give us our jewel of the day.
Look,
as you close.
All right.
The jewel of today is representation. Mm-hmm. We need to make sure, and we try to do this on the corridor. We try to make sure that we represent the ladies in hip hop every show.
Yes,
every show we do, we try to make
Yes,
sure that we give homage to the ladies that contributed to this great culture of ours.
Yeah.
So that's really all I want to say is I don't really have a jewel. You know what I mean? That's the jewel. You know?
Right. We sitting with a jewel.
We are sitting with. I like that.
You.
We are sitting with a jewel.
Yeah.
That's the jewel for the day.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys enjoy part 1.
Yes.
Of the Hip Hop Corridor with Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
And see y'all next week.
See y'all next week on the Hip Hop Corridor, 96.3
HD4.
Peace.
You in the Hip Hop Corridor, where we giving you hip hop and more. 96.3 HD4. Get 'em, Dub.
Yeah, we caught the wave and we took it to shore. The convo's pure, it's the hip hop corridor. Yeah, talking about the latest, celebrating who the greatest, and honoring the ones, man, who paved it, who really made it. Be in the amazement, same place they shot Rap City in the basement. Office cable TV, film, music, and entertainment. Check us out, 96.3 HD4. It's the hip hop corridor. Dub and Troy.